Hey y'all. I just got finished watching Simple, oh my god, I'm so dark. Simple Sounds ASMR. I really love her channel. I've been on listening to her read John because a dear friend of mine at church, Taylor, he recommended me to read John. So I don't really care for reading the Bible necessarily because just reading it, it's just like it's boring to me. I'm just like I can't. I like reading when it comes to like very detailed narrative styles, but the Jewish what's it called? Um, I guess it's narrative. The language or the style of the Bible is just not very pleasant for me to read, so I listen to a lot of the Bible. That's how I like to read it, or that's how I like to intake it. But anyway, I was watching this video, and at the end of it, she was saying that sometimes you gotta let things out. Sometimes it was John 11 when Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. But before then, he responded to Mary, I think. Mary's like kind of like frustration of like, if you would have been here, Lazarus would have been alive. And Jesus was also, just like grieving, and he also wept for him as well. And it's, at the end of, I forget her name, but at the end of the video, Simple Sound, she was saying how like sometimes you do need to let things out because it'll just like eat you up alive if you don't. So I'm gonna start doing that a little bit more, even more, which is like kind of crazy. But for me, I've been just praying, like, well, first of all, like I prayed that me and my mom would like have better like be better at communicating with each other because we have different communication styles, and oftentimes like we'll get like frustrated and we'll just like be like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. So I just prayed for that, for that to get better. I prayed for my friend Michelle's body to be okay and be healed because she's going through like heart surgery, and she also has a carpal tunnel. So I pray for that, and I pray for healing of my body because my eczema is just out of control right now. It's just really uncomfortable. It's really hard for me to sleep, because when I lay down on any body part, it's just hot and it gets sweaty and it's gross, and I wake up within like a couple of hours, or because it's just like it's uncomfortable for me. I mean, I have terrible sleeping. I am terrible at sleeping anyways, and this doesn't make it better. So I'm like literally sleeping like 4 hours a night, 4 or 5 at most, I guess. And it's just frustrating because I did the laundry, I did my clothes, I did my sheets, pillows, and still like it's just I scratch and the dusting, the dead skin comes off and it's like makes everything dirty again. It's just like gross. And I'm just frustrated because it's like I'm trying my best. I'm using cream, I'm using lotions. I went to the doctor yesterday, and they're ordering like the special like shot medicine that's gonna apparently heal the eczema like from within for good, but that's gonna take like a week or two. So in the meantime, I'm gonna like use like some cream that they ordered and like some pills to help the inflammation and help like the burning, you know. Even now I'm scratching because it's just so itchy all over the place. And it's miserable experience, and I would love to be the person who would inspire people and that can be positive. But right now I'm just going through a rough time, and that's just how it is. And it's not, I'm just trying, you know, I'm praying, I'm trying my best to spend quiet time with God, and just I suck at that, you know. I just, you know, I'm trying to, you know, listen to the Bible. I'm trying to just take time out of my day. I'm trying to spend my mornings. Right now it's like 11 or something. I don't know, but it's 12. I'm really trying, and I just feel like I'm just alone, I guess. I know God's with me, and I felt His presence before, and even the other day, like, you know, He directly talked to me, and, you know, because I was talking to myself, but I knew that Him talking to me and just being real and just being honest with myself is saying that I'm just a mess, you know. I'm very cynical, I'm selfish, and I'm confused too. So when you have a selfish, confused person, you get a lot of self-destructive actions like scratching, like overeating. The good thing is that because I just felt so grateful that, you know, my medicine, even though my medicine for my eczema is coming in a couple of weeks, I feel grateful because I have a feeling that it will help. It's fairly new, so, you know, there may be like some side effects, you know. It's only a year new, but I'm just grateful that at least I have some hope that I won't have to go through this ever again. So I promised God, I promised Him, I'm like, Jesus, I promise I won't watch porn anymore. And by the way, like, the fact that I watch porn is really just, I never really, especially now, like, I don't want to, but it's simply because, like, the guilt of it just, like, eats me up inside. But it's like that whole thing of, like, little being, like, trapped, like, you, for some reason, you just can't, like, not do it, and it's like an obligation you have to fill. And maybe it's because of my past. Maybe I keep looking in the past and like, oh, that's what I've always done. I always watched porn, like, since I was like 8 years old. Maybe it's because it just fills that in my mind. It fills that hole in my heart of loneliness. You know, the moment of pleasure is fleeting. You know, is more so just like the habit of it. And that's how, you know, I know that I was pretty much just a slave to it, you know. There's no other way to say it. And, you know, like in the Bible, it really, you know, when they say, you know, we're slave to sin, it is kind of true, because it's like, I don't want to, but I have to. It's a really bizarre situation. But the good thing is that I completely lost interest in, well, not completely, but mostly lost interest in watching it, because I'm like, I want to just show God that I appreciate Him helping me in my body. My body could be so much worse, you guys. It really could be so much worse. And I'm gonna tell Him that I appreciate Him, and I don't want to take this body for granted. So and, you know, watching like this T.D. Jake sermon, and him talking about grace and, you know, sacrifice is needed to have grace. And, you know, we are living sacrifices, And I'm trying to understand that. I'm trying to just experience that. And so, not watching porn is certainly a sacrifice for me. Like, I feel it, it's like I said, very, a part of my old self, but I'm trying to become into my new self. I'm just getting out as much as I possibly can. Just trying to get it out. Just get it out, get it out. I'm tired of pretending like everything is fine, and like, I love my art. I love doing my art, but there's a whole part of me where I try not to show you guys. I try not to show this part of me that is also very depressed, very anxious, very confused, very unsure of herself. Because how does that help anybody, But I think it helps me, and in turn it will help you guys, I feel, because hopefully you guys can relate. I know a lot of I have talked to people, and they said they also have anxieties and depressions and really tough things to deal with, and it's like we pretend like, especially in the internet, it's very easy to get caught up in like, oh, everybody has like problems like that. Nobody's actually a person, but it's like we are people behind the screen. And I don't want to get caught up in being famous. I don't want to get caught up in being known and being right and being great artistically, because it's all just like, at the end of the day, it's like, if you don't feel like you're fulfilling a purpose, then it means nothing. Right now, I don't feel like I'm fulfilling a purpose. That's why I'm asking God. That's why I am having this relationship and building this relationship with Jesus, which, by the way, like, anybody can have. Like, this perception that like religion is just like exclusive to like the good is totally bullshit. I am fucked up on a lot of levels, and I'm proud to say that, because thank God that he works in hot messes. That's his specialty, is hot messes, So I don't want I remember when I was talking to myself the other day, actually in there, I was looking in the mirror and I was like, Jesus, he told me, like, I want you to be different. I don't want you to be like everybody else. And that really just stuck to me. Because for all of my life, I always wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted to know what everybody else was doing so I can do that. And I looked up to people and I idolized people. And I lost who I was, and I kept running away from who I am. I always have dreams of me running away from something. And I was just like, no more. I can't run away anymore. I literally, I can't run away anymore. I can't. Even though this eczema sucks and I have dead skin, I'm rubbing off at the moment. Even though it sucks right now, it's taught me to be real. It's taught me to just be honest with myself and be like, I have a problem, and I can't avoid this anymore. I can't project it onto others anymore. I can't hide it anymore. I can't run away from it anymore.